Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to April. March 29th, the month starts off with a concentration of energy and focus on your second Aries house and your first house of Pisces. Neptune just entered Aries at 0 degrees, the Fool card in the Tarot, and it's also the degree of new beginnings that happen on March 31st as well. There was a beautiful new moon solar eclipse in your second house of values, what we eat, our self-esteem, our mouth, our face, bank accounts, investments, stock, land, cattle, luxury goods, immediate family, and where we are driven to establish security through our own efforts. The second house looks up at the 8th, where we share and depend on another's income. This happened at 9 degrees, and the portal of energy remains with us 6 to 8 weeks before and after the eclipse, where it's felt the strongest. And then it starts to culminate within 6 months by the time of the Aries full moon, October 6th at 14 degrees. This powerful eclipse was in a wide sextile with the planet of transformation, Pluto and Aquarius, from your 12th house of past lives, rest, seclusion, hospitals, divine downloads, dreams, artistic inspiration, music, hidden enemies, foreign countries, foreign money. Our debts fall here as well. This can be helping you transform a dream or goal or set it in motion to see some kind of fruition in the next several weeks or by the time of the full moon in October. This could be a healing change, especially since you still have Chiron, the wounded healer, in your second house, around your ability to make money, around your face, your teeth, your diet, in order to be able, also helping you feel more secure in earning money if you feel you can't generate enough, your diet to reflect a healthier you, thus increasing your self-esteem. You now have the node of fate in your first house, and the ruler of this is Neptune, moving over into the second, changing how you want to make money, and it's very likely through some form of creativity, music, art, developing a charity that you can get paid for and run. I definitely see something creative because Mars rules Aries, and during the eclipse was in your 5th house of self-expression, creativity, true love and romance, and children and luck. The money opportunity can have something to do with those 5th house matters, and then Mars in that 5th was trining Venus in your 1st house, exalted. So it could also be a fated love coming into your life, especially with the south node of past lives transiting your 7th house now and over the next year and few months. These are just a few ways this eclipse could have been playing out or can still play out. You can hear more on that eclipse by clicking on the link in the description box down below, where I'll link that specifically for Pisces. April 8th through April 30th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces at 26 degrees, showing a slow but now forward momentum in first house matters around your physical body, your health, the way you present out in the world, but also forward movement in your 7th house of partnership, audience, contracts, and as well as your 4th Gemini house of home and family, mother roots, conditioning, and property. Uranus and Taurus in your 3rd house is sextiling the stellium and Pisces in your 1st, and this could be a story around happy, sudden, smooth changes in your thoughts, your day-to-day experiences, happy or lucky messages coming to you via text, email, social media, starting to feel unstuck in the areas where you want to make changes to your physical appearance, as having hosted Saturn here for a while has maybe made you feel blocked and in ways that you've been trying to feel more energized. Saturn sitting in the 1st can definitely have issues with your bones or your teeth, or making you feel more tired or older. That first gray hair could have popped up. But this node of fate is here now, trying to fast track your physical changes and your success, especially in the areas where you use your voice and you write and you create, or you use film or social media. Plus, Venus with Uranus can indicate fast, smooth changes to your appearance that you'll be happy with, or even sudden popularity in your local community or online, or you could be receiving some recognition here or online for a writing, communicating, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok project or channel or business, as just a few examples. On April 12th, we'll have the full moon in Libra at 23 degrees in the house of transformation, the 8th house, and that's a house of death and rebirth, shared resources. You get your returns on stocks, chunky money like investments, alimony, loans, taxes, rebates. It's a house of therapy, trining Jupiter and Gemini in the 4th of home, family, property, children, mother, security, past life family conditioning. This is affecting you most from 19 to 28 degrees, Pisces rising. Chiron from this 3rd house will oppose this moon exact, but Jupiter will also be here to help. It will be sextiling Chiron as well, from the fourth house, showing this area can be healed at this time. And maybe it's something to do with like working from the home or positive changes within the home. So there could be healing in those eighth house matters and shared resources. Or you and a partner are learning how to deal in a new way with your taxes, taking a loan out for work to be done on your property, or even to buy a second property with Jupiter in a dual sign, Gemini, sitting over in your fourth house, where Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Or if you went from married to single, there may be a culmination in that house and a splitting of the resources and bank accounts, investment portfolio. For example, because you did have that lunar eclipse, which was a culmination, and that was happening in your seventh house last month. So that could have happened. But, there is some benefits here with Jupiter in a positive aspect. If you are going separate ways, know that the focus is supposed to be on you anyway. Over the next year or so, you're going to be less focused on a partner. It just simply is what is happening in the sky right now. The stellium in the first house is unlike anything that we've experienced in this lifetime, and that focus means it's on you, not so much a partner. With the North Node of Fate in that first house, and then the South Node in that seventh, over the next year plus, can actually bring in a partner from the past, a past life. But that Chiron wound in the second of self-worth can flare up at the time of this full moon around your feelings of security or scarcity, or there could be concern around not having enough if you and a partner do separate. I think it's a fear more than a reality, because you not only have an unusual stellium in your first house, but you also have Venus exalted in your first, and she rules your eighth house and also your third. So you'll be able to attract abundance through your own efforts here and through using your creativity or finding a new way to do something old, something with a twist, so to speak. The moon rules your fifth house of love, fun, children, romance, creative self-expression, creative business. And Mars here is beaming a trine to Venus in your first, again signifying some kind of good luck and money and creative pursuits, or even like love coming through enjoying yourself. Using creativity or beginning a creative business could be involving children somehow, like a children's book, a children's movie, making products for children, just a few examples. On April 13th, Venus goes direct in your first house at 24 degrees. It's your degree. The 24th degree is a Pisces degree. You can start to make plans to move forward in creative work as a way to bring in income using music, artistry, fantasy, spirituality, a spiritually based business, or just being able to rely on yourself to build your own security, again, as we have the stellium of fate here. You could be making changes to your physical body, fated physical changes, ones that will turn out beautifully, I believe. The way you work could be in focus, or even partners that you may draw in. As when we have planets and points transiting the first house angle, all of the other angles are affected, that major axis of the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th. You can start to see progress in 8th house areas of inheritance and rebirth and transformation, and money that we don't earn but we gain from others falls here as well. And you can also see progress in your Taurus 3rd house of writing, speaking, making things with your hands. The 3rd house rules our hands. Small business, coffee shops, libraries, skill building courses to like marketing, social media, ways that we build up our skills so we can make more money. Childhood friends fall in the 3rd house, vehicles, day-to-day thoughts, and travels. April 19th through June 18th, Mars fully awake as he goes into Leo, leaving your 5th Cancer house where he has spent a lot of time due to the retrograde, and is now moving to the 6th where he can kind of loosen the watery restraints. At times you may have felt stuck or stagnant in love matters or matters around children, but now he's moving forward into a fire energy where he can move a lot quicker and operate at full strength. Also, Mars in the 6th is a great way to win over our enemies or even over health matters. If you're competing for a job, it's a good time to apply now. You can also have physical improvements to your body. At the same time, though, we're going to have Mars move into an opposition with Pluto, and it can cause a little bit of strife in that 12th house area, but more on that in a minute. Mars rules your lucky 9th house of legal settlements, law, lawyers, doctors, gurus, teachers, foreign language, publishing, broadcasting, long-distance travel, Ivy League colleges, philosophy, second marriages, grandchildren, and in-laws. Mars also rules your second house, so you can start to see forward movement in those houses as well, so the 9th and the 2nd. I'll give the happy before the crappy. Oh, that was cheesy. All right, so Mars will move into a trine with Venus all the month, going all the way to that first week in June when they will kiss goodbye, the fated lovers, and go their separate ways. The trine between these two divine counterparts starts for you from the 5th house of love, luck, romance, and children, lottery wins, and Venus in your first exalted house of Pisces. There could be a physical glow up for you now. A new love interest can come in or have come in already. A child could have been formed. Mars moving through the 5th house of love can definitely indicate a pregnancy. You could be really, really driven to increase your security via building wealth, and maybe it's because a child's on the way, through your own efforts. And it could have to do, again, with creative work, as you have Neptune moving from... Yeah, you have Neptune moving from your 1st house to your 2nd. But we also have Jupiter active this month in your 5th, and Jupiter in Gemini... Jupiter is active this month from your 4th, Pisces, and can be focused on writing or communication or speaking as a way of self-expression and in ways to make money from the home. Then we have Venus moving from your 1st house over to your 2nd of income and money, and then Mars moving from your 5th to your 6th. 6th house covers like your health, your work, day-to-day routines, pets, etc. Maybe while Venus was exalted in your 1st house, you did cosmetic work, or at least maybe you planned it out, as doing cosmetic enhancements while she's retrograde can give results that may not turn out as expected, or ones that would have to be redone when she's out of shadow, which won't be until May. So maybe make those plans now, do the work in May. And also Mars, which rules over cutting and knives and surgery, will be in full power. So now you may be moving forward as Mars is in Leo in the 6th house, a house and energy, he's happy in and can show improvements to that physical body via diet and what you eat and exercise, but also cosmetic work could be highlighted too, as the 2nd house covers your face, throat, mouth. You could be having a financial glow up with Venus now in your 2nd due to some hard work that you're doing in that 6th house. But it might not seem so bad, with Venus in aspect. You just may really be enjoying and have the energy for all this work. April 20th through May 20th, the sun moves into Taurus, your 3rd house, highlighting all things to do with your locale, your neighborhood, communication vehicles, contracts, friends, elementary education, skill building. It's signifying a period of examining or revealing around these topics. There is a sextile from Venus in the 1st to Uranus in that 3rd. Maybe there's a sudden opportunity or message that comes through in a surprising way via email, text, social media, through a friend or a sibling or cousin that has to do with money, opportunities, or collaborations. You could be more popular in your local community or finding opportunities through socializing with friends or within your community. Or it could simply be an easier time during the day-to-day, smoother experiences that makes you happier just to, go have coffee with a friend in a beautiful cafe. On the 27th, the new moon in Taurus at 7 degrees in your 3rd house is felt most for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, 4 to 12 degrees. And you could be looking at new beginnings here around those aforementioned topics that I was just talking about. But we also have this Mars-Pluto opposition from the 6th house to the 12th, and then Mars and Pluto squaring up to this new moon, creating like friction and energy and a need to take action in 3rd house matters. Squares create energy. It could have to do with a new vehicle, a writing project, handcrafts, a business where you use your hands to create a product, a business that you have with your friends or family, marketing yourself, social media, or your local neighborhood just in general. Classes that you want to take to expand a skill set. There's so much covered by this 3rd house. Just so you're not terrified, you've already experienced this energy with the opposition 2 times already. The first hit was in November, and then we had it again in January, and now it's happening again, and then it won't return for a while. The good news is this time it's going to, it's going to pass right by because Mars is in a fire sign. It's direct and out of shadow now. As long as we also have Pluto and Aquarius, we're always going to come up against this opposition each time Mars moves through Leo. So I think it's just kind of prepping us for that energy, helping us come up with ways to understand and deal with it, because Pluto and Mars are in health houses. It could be your health is interfering with a new beginning that you want to make in that 3rd house area. like writing a book, but maybe you have an autoimmune issue that's rearing its ugly head again. So you have to figure out how to deal with that. And it could be through rest, diet, seclusion, taking time out when your body needs a break, for example. There also may be a hidden enemy or competition working behind your back, maybe trying to take an idea or a writing or communication project idea. Protect your ideas around this time, just FYI. You just may have been working so hard you're coming up against enforced rest and seclusion now, and it will remain a reminder with Pluto on the 12th, and when planets transit through Leo, your 6th, you're going to know when you see that you need to take it easy and have a plan to balance your workloads and your health. If something is coming up health-wise, I think you're going to be all right, because I see Saturn in the 1st is making a nice trine to Mars in the 6th. These are two malefics. Mars wins over his enemies, and he's in the house of enemies, but on your side and trying to help you build up your health. Saturn builds lasting structures in your body, so maybe it has to do with your bone health, and you're getting help from a physical therapist or an herbalist or a doctor or trainer to build your body up so it supports your work routines. And then Saturn is also making a sextile to Pluto on that 12th. So again, I think the trick is to build new healthy habits to support what may have been an unseen health condition being revealed. Saturn will require you to put in effort and consistency. Like you can't have that gluten, because you have an inflammatory condition, and you're going to need to do an overhaul. And what you eat, like nightshade vegetables, you can no longer eat. Me personally, I threw that example out there because I do have an autoimmune arthritis condition and I can't eat inflammatory foods. So there's an example there. So all in all, there's a few good aspects to this opposition, and I think if you can lean into some of the good aspects, we're all good, Pisces. And remember that Mars is full steam ahead now, and this aspect will pass rather quickly. All right, we'll see you next month in May.